cada vez que te pienso.
Hey guys, thank you so much for watching The Real Source with me, Tafadzwa. Today's video is very special to me because it's the first time I am doing an interview on this channel. For those of you who've seen the progression of the channel, up to now I've done reviews, recommendations, and here and there a little bit of news about things of interest to me. But today I get to actually speak to a player, somebody who has been involved in a project that I have talked about on this channel. The Burial of Kojo is, for me, without a doubt, one of my favorite films of all time. It definitely sits somewhere in my top 10. I will sort it out in terms of where it sits specifically one day. Certainly the most impactful film for me thus far in 2019. And Joseph Otsiman, who plays the title role of Kojo, was gracious enough to do a Skype interview with me. And I just wanted to hear a little bit more about him as a person, as an actor, but also hear about his involvement in the Burial of Kojo. So this is my interview with Joseph Otsiman. Enjoy it. Well, Joseph, it's really awesome to connect with you at last. Thank you for allowing me to interview you for The Real Source. Maybe let's talk a little bit to start about how you got involved with the movie. How did you get the part?
Okay. Well, I saw an ad about the audition. I remember Blitz, the director, told me to do a monologue, and then I did. And I think he thought I was cool. We did series of screen tests. So that's how I got in.
One of the things that really struck me, Joseph, is the way that you approach the character. Kojo seems like a very troubled individual. You can clearly see he's battling with a lot. Are there any actors or movies that you kind of went to for inspiration about how to approach the character? That's the first part of the question, inspiration. And secondly, just emotionally, what was it like for you to go to what seemed to me like a very dark and difficult place in portraying Kojo?
So the survival parts, what I did was I studied Leonardo DiCaprio from Revenant. I watched that movie. I watched There Will Be Blood. And then I also did a bit of personal observation, like people that I know of. So I watched, they didn't know that was what I was doing. Like one or two people that I knew who were having a bit of those kind of stories. I did. And even myself, I had to dig deep into my personal life. Some things about me that was a struggle for me. And that is even still a struggle for me. And then I converted into the Kojo thing. So I think we were blessed enough to have Blitz to be the director for this particular project because he allowed us to fall. He gave us the trust that we should fall free. He's going to catch us. So I felt safe to go anywhere I wanted to go because I knew he was there to catch us. I knew this was someone I needed like to work with because I saw the vision, what he was trying to say, and it made sense. It was like, this is good. This is good. And I prayed every day that, he's going to drive us to the place because it sounded like so many big promises and it got scary sometimes. I'm like, this is good. This is what I want. But is he really going to drive us? Because we've had this before. Right. And so it was my prayer that, he should get the strength to drive us. And the thing is, all the things that looked like a negative thing about this production, he managed to turn all of them to positive. And it was magical. So that it was phenomenal working with Blitz. That is one thing to be sure.
Yeah, and I'm glad you mentioned Blitz because that was going to be one of my questions. You've answered it. Working with Blitz as a director, I'm also curious to know the experience of working with your fellow actors, specifically Cynthia and Kobina, because they were sort of I saw the characters that you were feeding off of quite a lot. Just talk me a little bit through what that was like for you.
Okay, let me start with Mamle. That is my wife, Essie. Initially, I thought it was going to be another actor or actress playing it because I saw the actress there and I was praying because, I don't know how we're going to blend. All right. So but when I saw Mamle as my wife, I mean, she looked like someone I could easily marry and it would make sense. And so I was like, yes. Immediately I saw her. I saw the wife of Kojo over there. And it was like, this is good. I started trusting Blitz from that moment. And the problem was who was going to be our daughter. And then Cynthia came. And Cynthia was just like us, as if we gave birth to her. She came and then she just connected. I mean, she's amazing. I don't know. Like, it looks like she's been to some film school or something. She's a professional. So we met, and then me and Mamle and Cynthia, we started living. We started bonding. Anytime we go for screen test, we speak like family. We speak like friends. We got to know each other. But also, my character, I wasn't supposed to be that open. So in as much as I was doing that, I was also protecting myself from them, because I didn't have to let them get so much into me. It wouldn't really help us. So we found a rhythm. That's what we did. We created a rhythm from our rehearsals, our meetings, which was a good thing that Blitz did for us. He gave us the platform to connect. He created that thing for us. So at the end of the day, we actually became a family. It wasn't just a film. We became a family that we understood each other. I knew what Mamle wanted. I knew what AC wanted, and we became a family. And then my brother Kobna came. We are almost like family. Like, he is a direct family to me, almost. So he speaks my language, the local language, the Fante. We speak the same language, and it was magical. Like, people see me and Kobna and then think that we are actually related. So the film actually shot us. Like, we allowed ourselves for the film to manifest. And it was incredible. It was incredible, yeah.
I guess my follow-up question, and just hearing what you're saying, is when you look at the movie, you're constantly being pleasantly surprised. Sometimes, of course, the surprise is painful, but for you as somebody on the inside, the kind of the title character, when you watched, let's call it the final edit, is it what you expected? Is it what you had envisioned, or were you also like an ordinary audience member, kind of like surprised by what you saw?
Well, I think on set, Blitz made us know that there's going to be some slight changes. So whilst we're filming, there were some new elements introduced into the film. So some of them I didn't even understand. I'm like, okay, like it's not like the original script. Like, there's been some changes. So it got to a point I was anxious to see the film, just like any other person who saw the film. And it took a bit of time before we saw it. So I had even forgotten how the film looks like. Right? So when I was sitting in the cinema back in New York, I didn't even know what I was going to see. So it got me like it got everyone else. I cried with them. I laughed with them. It was all new, as if I wasn't even part of it. Blitz talked about it, right? He told us how the film is going to turn out. But I didn't want it to be more like, promises. So I just wanted to go and see what he spoke about. And it was it. It was magical. It got me. It did.
I really must applaud all of you for a fantastic job. I really am optimistic and just very excited about the future, particularly for our continent, just seeing the richness of what we have to offer. Joseph, just maybe for the people watching, tell us a little bit about where we can find you on social media. If we want to know the work you're doing, give us any of your handles on Twitter or on Instagram or any of those platforms for people who want to find out more about you and the work that you're doing.
Right now, I mean, if you type Joseph Otsiman, that is Otsiman, on Facebook or Google, it brings out a bit of information about me. But then on Instagram and on Twitter, it is Mr_Otsiman. Mr_Otsiman, yes. And then very soon I'll be releasing an updated version of my show reel. So people will actually get to see some of the works I've been on, aside the Burial of Kojo. So I think I'm easy to find on Google if you type Joseph Otsiman. Yeah, I'm right there. Yes. Yeah.
Okay. No, we wish you great success, Joseph. It's really just a privilege to talk to you, and I appreciate you making time just to talk about your experiences making this movie. Thank you so much.
Thank you, bro. And thank you for the amazing reviews about our film. Really appreciate that.
So yeah, that was my interview with Joseph Otsiman. I hope you enjoyed it and got a little more insight into the man behind the role. Thank you so much to all of you who keep supporting this channel. If you're watching for the first time and like what you've seen here so far, please, I invite you to watch some of my other videos. And if the channel catches your attention, I'd really love for you to subscribe and support the channel. I'd love to see it grow. I'm particularly passionate about seeing where African entertainment, particularly video, movie, series entertainment is going. I would love Africa to be a force, being that we're such a culturally diverse and rich continent. So please subscribe to this channel. Yeah, until the next video, thank you so much for watching and take care.